I'm feeling a little bit under the weather today, boys, but I wanted to give you an update on everything that went down this week in Diablo Immortal. If you missed any of these videos, they are all within this video right here. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you decide to subscribe. Have a great day. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Many topics to touch on today, starting with some items regarding the update. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I updated my game yesterday, I logged back in, and my character itself looked completely default. The cosmetic changes that I made to my character were reset, and they were not saved anywhere. I actually had to go to the barber and recreate the cosmetic look I wanted for my character. Really curious if that happened to you guys as well. Let me know in the comments below. In addition, I wanted to dive really quickly into a few of the events and speak on Hope Resurgent. I've had a lot of new and free-to-play players come forward saying that they really do like this event, that it's helpful to them on their account, and that's what we were kind of talking about in yesterday's video. Just many people saying that they actually really do like this light version of Hope Resurgent. Now you can get your gems up to 2 to 3 or 3 to 4. Where whales, bigger spenders, or even people like myself aren't able to actually get our gems up to 5 stars. So Hope Resurgent, not a complete bust, especially for some of those people. Now we do have, again, Winds of Fortune going on. I still have yet to do this. If you don't do Winds of Fortune by 9/3, it will auto trigger and start for you, probably on one of those final days. So make sure you use it on a day that you're gonna actually be participating in the game more than other days. And Conqueror has dropped inside of the game today for any of you that are looking to participate in this PvP type match and get those battle points along the way. Now let's dive on over to the forums for Diablo Immortal, and I just wanted to say there's so many topics here that are continuously being brought up time after time. The same things like matchmaking in Battlegrounds. Fix your game, at least make a post about it with the constant crashing. Pay to win much, don't bother with this game. These are topics that have been coming up for years inside of the game. First of all, pay to win much, don't bother with this game. First of all, I completely disagree with this. Yes, it's pay to win, but there's so many things you can do inside of this game, even as a free player. I know so many free-to-play players that get the most out of this game and completely love it. So I think that is actually just a garbage thread, to be honest with you. Yeah, it's pay to win, but you know what? Most mobile games now are anyways. You got to find your way around that if you want to be a free-to-play player, and there are definitely ways. On top of that, we got fix your game, at least the constant crashing. I don't get this. So I play on my PC, where I very, very rarely will crash. I play on my iPhone 14, so this phone is over 2 years old right now. I play on this, and I never, ever crash. And I play on this. This is my old cheap iPad. I got this iPad 3-4 years ago, and it was like $300 on Amazon. I didn't even reset the cover. I literally got it to play Diablo Immortal. Here, it will crash every half hour, 45 minutes, hour or so, depending on what I'm doing inside of the game. But it's device specific. This is my my weakest device. It's gonna crash on here sometimes. This device is okay. 2-year-old phone, an iPhone 14, it doesn't crash. And PC, yeah, the PC client is a little bit buggy. It's not the most optimized. It will once in a blue moon. But again, I think that the complaint here to fix your game about the constant crashing, I think it's more of a device issue than anything else. And thoughts on matchmaking in Battlegrounds. I mean, this has consistently been an issue. Blizzard's consistently trying to improve this to make it better. And I mean, Battlegrounds is Battlegrounds, man. You're going to go in there and you're going to be matched against people that are bigger whales. And in a pay-to-win game where you have competitive PvP, you're going to run into those type of issues. I mean, just think about it. If you're someone that is a free-to-play player and you're really good at the game, you just optimized your class, you min-maxed everything, and you've practiced your heart out. If you then get yourself up to the levels where you're going to be playing against whales who also play a lot and they're maybe on the same level as you, they're going to have an advantage because of the pay-to-win mechanic, because of their gem levels, their legendary gem levels, and it's just going to be more difficult for you. That's where the issue is going to come in, and matchmaking is going to struggle. Now, I just saw this thread as well, which is actually quite interesting, from Main Famous 438, talking about this deal that popped up in the shop. And just so you guys know, for context, I buy the $5 battle pass. You get the cosmetic and all the rewards along the way. I think it's great value. I'll get it every single time. This is a pretty sweet offer that's being given right here. $4.35. Let's call it $5. 40 legendary crests, 30 gem power, 80 aspirant keys, 50 telluric pearls, and then 4 of each normal gem type. I think this is a huge value for the $5, and these are the type of offers, and I believe that come to some of the newer players or players that are maybe returning to the game. They try and do something that entices players to dive back in to purchase something. It says here, you unlock Battle.net was successful. Use the button to claim the items. Bought this for $4.35. I think it's really worth it. I could be wrong. What do you guys think? I'm like 2 months into the game, and I got my first BSJ and Roiling Consequence, both 2 stars. Oh, and I'm using Demon Hunter, so I got one guy suggested. Okay, so he's got 2 of the best gems inside of the game. You got the event going on inside of the game now where he can actually make those 2-star gems and turn them into 3-star gems. And he's got legendary crests. He could run with it as well. So, I mean, this looks like a huge win. I wish this pack came to my game. And lastly, for Reddit, we have some speculation that we're going to be seeing a Mirror Jewels event coming on September 10th. Going through some historical data on when these things are dropped, on Wednesdays, etc., etc. We have Tool 46662 saying that they believe it's going to be coming on September 10th. And I agree with No Stretch right down here, who says, just keep 10 crests ready to go. And that's the best thing that you can do. Always have 10 legendary crests in your back pocket. September 10th, that would be awesome if we get the event. And let's actually see if that correlates with some of the events going on inside of the game right now. And the events that I'm talking about take place over at the Elder Rift, because you now have the really great opportunity to narrow down any 5-star and 2-star gem drops to a 50% chance of dropping whatever that single gem is that you want. So if we take a look over here, they're suggesting that this is going to be happening on the 10th of September, which is only like 12 days from today. And this event right here, legendary drop, this is going on for 25 more days. So if we do get ourselves the opportunity to have a Mirror Jewels event, it would, if in that time, happen, and we could have our better chance of getting whatever gems we want. It may be a time that I run more than just the 10. I'll run the 10 every single time for Mirror Jewels, no matter how many times it kicks me in the butt and gives me all 1 stars. It's still a good opportunity. It's still better than running 10 legendary crests and getting 10 1 stars. At least I'm getting 20 of them. But it would be really cool if a Mirror Jewels event drops inside of this. It would just better the odds. As you can see right here, I'm sitting on 60 legendary crests, and I typically like to do live streams when I get 100. So I'll probably, I don't typically buy packs in the shop that are just for legendary crests and bundles and things like that, but I may do that just so that we can have something like that with this event going on, because it'll guarantee me, like if I get this one right here, $50 gives me 30 legendary crests. Also gives me 36 normal gems and the aspirant keys. I don't care about the aspirant keys, but you know, it would give me those legendary crests, getting me very close to that 100, so we could kind of do that big event. I could do that during the Mirror Jewels event as well, almost guaranteeing myself multiple Blood-Soaked Jade gems. And let's see what I need to get those upgrades for Blood-Soaked Jade. All right, as you can see here, we need a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 more Blood-Soaked Jade gems, not including the gem power, to get this thing up to a rank 7. Okay, we're at rank 6 plus 8%. Maybe it would be a better idea for me to do something like a Roiling Consequence, because then all I need is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe it would be more wise for me to try and start working all of my gems from rank 5 to rank 6. That could be my Roiling Consequence. It could be my Colossus Engine. It could be my Blood Flow gem, my Bottled Hope. Look at this, actually. The Bottled Hope has more into it than I thought. I need 1, 2, 3, 4 more into Bottled Hope. That would get me to rank 6 over there. those are probably the better choices for me. So potentially, look at this. I even have some more into Gloom. I didn't even realize that. So we got one into Gloom. Maybe I should be going and working on these ones and not the Blood-Soaked Jade, although the Blood-Soaked Jade gem we know is going to be like a forever gem inside of the game. For me to get 11 copies of this, it's going to take quite a bit of time, where I'd be able to get 2 gems, 1, 2, up to a rank 6, or get my Blood-Soaked Jade up to a rank 7, basically in the same amount of time. Now, I did put 1 into my Blood-Soaked Jade because 1 had randomly dropped in an Elder Rift. So what I may actually do is switch the drops to a Roiling Consequence, a Colossus Engine, or a Blood Flow gem, and start working on them to get to rank 6 if I do run Legendary Crests. Let me know what you guys think. If you're veteran players, if you're new, free to play, or big spenders, what are your thoughts there? Would you get 2 gems up to rank 6? Or would you get 1 up to a rank 7? Guys, hope you're enjoying Diablo Immortal. Great opportunities inside of the game, tons of fun to be had, and tons of classes to play. Make sure you subscribe for daily Diablo Immortal videos. Can't even say it. And have a great day, guys. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Hope you guys are all doing well and are having a great start to your weekend with your families. Let's talk about Diablo Immortal a little bit before you get going with your Saturday. I want to talk about cheaters. I want to talk about server changes and issues with that. I need to hit up the barber myself inside of the game because I've been going helmless inside of Diablo Immortal. And well, let's talk about my greens. I finally have been able to get my green items the way that I want them, and this is part of switching to the next Inferno difficulty. You have the ability to then start getting better gear, and as you can see right here on every single piece of green gear that I'm wearing, and I do have all of my sets intact, I have Fortitude, I have decent combat rating, everything is looking decent. Now, of course, I can go and mess around with the magic attributes and try and improve some of those, but I'm really happy anytime that each piece of gear that I have has Fortitude and has a appropriate near level combat rating, and that is the case as of this morning on my account, which was something that I was pretty excited about. It doesn't always work out that way, but it worked out pretty well this time around. In addition to that, we do have Hungering Moon that just returned to the game, so make sure you get these rolling so you can claim all of your rewards. Pretty easy and passive one to participate in, and it's back for some more free XP. Now, we have a player that's asking a question about server transfer, and although I'm not going to sit here and read the whole thing, it brings up a discussion point while you read it on the screen. This person had started playing on a server that does not have English as a first language, or whatever their language is as their first language. They started playing on this server, they invested some money on that server, and now they're saying, I can't communicate with anybody on this server, they all speak a different language. Well, a lot of people would say, well, just server transfer and then you'll be good, but there's different regions of servers, and some of those you can't server transfer into a server you want. Like the Oceanic group, they can never be as part of my server. I'll never be able to play with those guys, unfortunately, although I would very much love to. So you need to make sure that the server cluster that you're going into upon starting the game is from your region, a region of your language where events are happening at the proper times that work with you and your time zone, and most importantly, a server cluster that your friends are on. Now, I'm on the Iceburn tier. Many other servers can play with me on the Iceburn tier because we are within the same cluster. And they could even transfer to my server if they want to as well. But if they were on something like the Oceanic, they wouldn't be able to because there's too much division between those servers. They're just too separate. I don't know the technical stuff that goes along with it, but I know that they'll never be able to server transfer to me because it's a whole completely different system. It stinks. I wish, honestly, that there was one server in Diablo Immortal for all players. Games like Clash of Clans, Raid Shadow Legends, etc. do things like this. I completely understand this is an action RPG, a much larger game that has much more draw on a system, meaning it's a heavier load. So I get that, and I understand that Diablo Immortal will probably never be able to do that, nor any other MMOs, but it would be really cool if they could. So on day one, when you're starting the game, although you're probably not going to see this, it's just a good idea to make sure that you're on the right server from day one. More about the Bout of Realms, because we have people complaining about cheaters. The problem is they're complaining about cheaters with no evidence of cheating, right? So what most likely is happening in the Bout of Realms is you get a bunch of whales that are coming together to make a strong team, and they're completely wiping the floor with their opponents, because that's what whales do, because they are super strong, they're veteran players, they are good at the game, and they have everything lined up for their success. And they're more powerful. So it feels bad if you are not one of them, if you're going against them. Looks like this person was in that position. I don't think that there's any actual cheating, unless if you consider stacking a team cheating, which is 100% part of the rules and allowed in the Bout of Realms. So I don't know. What are your thoughts? Now, I also want to visit the barber. The reason being, if you take a look at my character right here, I'm actually wearing no helm. I'm going helmless. It's not something I typically do, but it does allow you to have a little bit of a different look, right? So I went with the hair. You know, you try and make him look like you a little bit. This guy looks nothing like me. Nothing at all. I literally can't do it. But I do like his face tattoo. His eyes are weird, though, because I just went with the generic eyes. I just changed them to blue. I want to mess with his eyes a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit up the barber right here. We're going to customize our character a little bit and see if we can get him to look a little bit less cockeyed. We'll see how that goes. See, he doesn't look as bad right there. He just doesn't look as bad. His hair looks a lot lighter too. All right, let's make some changes. Let's go customize right here. Skin tone's good. Hair tone, you know, I wouldn't mind changing the hair color. Can I lighten it? It looks nice and light there, but then in game, it gets a little bit darker. So let's go here. We're gonna lighten it up. Lighten it up a little bit. Okay. And can we do the same for the mustache? Custom color. I'm going to lighten that up a little bit too. I'm going to lighten that up. Let's just drag this over here like that. Boom. Okay. That's cool. Now, it's really the eyes that were bothering me, right? I didn't like how the eyes looked. So I need to mess around. See how his eyes have all that white under them? Can I make him have big eyes? I got big eyes, so I should go bigger on the eyes. Depth. I don't even know what depth means. In or out. Okay, yeah, let's do that. I don't think I could change them any different than that. I think that's about as good as I could do with the eyes. Eyebrows? Man, I'm not usually into this kind of stuff. I think this is as good as I could get him. He still has that weird, like, the top part of the blue of his eye is getting cut off a little bit. I think that's just what this one looks like. Okay, we'll keep that. We'll keep it. I made his eyes a little bit bigger because your boy right here has big eyes. It's just how it is. Let's see what we look like right now, and if it made any positive changes for us. Okay, no, I still look weird and cockeyed, but the hair looks a little bit lighter, which I guess is cool. This is something I really never engage with in the game. I don't really do much character customization, but we did right now. By the way, for those of you that are that watch my weekly Sunday wrap-up video, I actually made a mistake. And in that video that goes live tomorrow, you're going to have my Wizard PvP build at some point in that video. That video is my actual Wizard PvP build video, is not going live until Monday, which was a change of plans, so it made its way into that video. So you could get a preview of what that actually looks like if you go check it out. Yeah, enjoy that. It was a mistake. But overall, guys, the account's looking pretty good. We have either gold or the orange runes in all of our slots. Our legendary gems are all upgraded to rank 5, except for my Colossus engine. I need to get one more copy of this, which is too expensive for me to afford right now in the market. As of right now, they're selling on my server for 60,000 platinum, and I only have 53,000. I got a bunch of pets for sale. Come and get your pets if you want them. Really tough economy inside of the game right now. But yeah, so waiting on that gem. Happy with my runes. Always looking to get those orange ones when they do come. My greens are looking good. We got our cursed properties going. My charm is absolute trash for the wizard. I don't use Ice Crystal, Magic Missile, Meteor, Ray of Frost, or Scorch in any of my builds. It's just, actually, yeah, I do use Scorch. I use Scorch in this build. But man, it is not an ideal charm, and honestly, I don't want to go and make another one. I just don't want to do it. Also, Heliquary is looking great. Everything is all maxed out over here. I think for our Demonic Remains, I think we got Fortitude in all of our slots. Boom. We do. Yeah, Fortitude all around, which is perfect. I don't know. I'm feeling good about the game, and I've really been feeling good about the Wizard. Went into PvP yesterday and had a great time. It was really going well. So, I'm not changing any soon. I'm gonna be enjoying Wizard, enjoying the game. I hope that you guys do as well. Casual video keeping you up to date on what's going on. I will not be live until Wednesday of next week. When I do go live again, I hope to see all of you there. Have a great weekend, guys. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. The new update has just landed inside of the game, and today I want to take a look at everything that is now here, as well as some of the things that we were being told are coming inside of the game. First thing I noticed when logging in is that you have the ability to claim some of your rewards right here from the alert tab, which is actually quite nice. Going to save you a little bit of jumping around through the menus. A nice, quick quality of life improvement. Now, I was away when the patch notes dropped, so I want to scroll through those with you to kind of take a look at what we should be anticipating today. I want to go through item sorting. I want to take a look at what the new battle pass looks like. All of that in just a second. So let's dive right on in here. As you can see, the 27th, which is today, is the release of this, and it starts out with the new battle pass cosmetics. I want to take a look at this trailer and see if we actually like these or if they are a dud. All right, let's take a look right on through here. I threw some getaway music entertainment on in the background because this music from the trailer itself we can't actually listen to, or else I get a strike on the video. Looks like we have some purple themed, which I actually like, and some gem infused gear, which is pretty sweet looking actually. Remember, this is from the $5 battle pass, so it's not something that you're going to be spending 170 bucks on. We can't anticipate that something looks as good as a Phantom Market cosmetic, but these don't actually look too bad. And what I typically do is when I watch a trailer or take a look at some of the cosmetics in something like this, I typically don't like them very much, and then I like them more when I actually get to try them on and stuff like that. So right here, I actually think they look decent. Let me know what you guys think and if you'll be buying the battle pass and if this is a cosmetic you'd actually wear. And speaking of that battle pass, it's going to be here tomorrow. We have 17 hours left in our current battle pass. So please, guys, make sure that you collect any rewards that you get from doing any of your activities today, because those battle pass points, they don't cross over until tomorrow. All right, so we're getting a look into some of the activities that are be coming up. We have Survivor's Bane on the 27th through the 3rd, Trial of the Hordes from the 3rd to the 10th, Alley of Blood 10th through the 17th, and Wild Brawl from the 17th through the 24th. Throughout all of these, we're going to be able to get these rewards. So 2 Telluric Pearls, 12 legendary items, 4 set items, 10 1-star legendary gems, 800,000 gold, 2,800 scrap, 240 dust, 28 aspirin keys, and 16 normal gems if you participate in all of those and basically max them to the max. And then we have Winds of Fortune. Essentially what this is going to be is 2 times rewards. This is going to be happening from the 27th through September 3rd. Increased rewards on almost everything that you do inside of the game minus legendary gems. So you're going to be able to get double drops of gold, experience, battle pass points, normal gems, legendary gems, items. What I would recommend is, I don't know, I'd probably wait until the next battle pass to do this versus doing it in the current one today. I'll be holding mine for a day that I'm actually going to be streaming, which will most likely be tomorrow with you guys. So I'll activate that during that time and get those double rewards during a time where I'm going to be more active inside of the game. You get items from all of the following: Bestiary, Challenge, Bounties, Fishing, Dungeons, Purge the Depths, Accursed Towers, Hidden Lairs, Farming in the Wilderness, and Codex activities. Just a great way to get you a little bit of a boost on your Paragon level. Now, this is where it really comes into play, the feature updates, because so far they just told us about activities, like the things coming back to the game, 2 times reward in the battle pass, which is really nothing huge. Keep in mind, guys, every update doesn't need to be massive. Like, we just got a new class, we just had another big update that came through. There's big updates on the horizon, which I'll tell you guys about soon. But we can't expect every single month to be a mind-blowing update. But let's see again if this one was a win or a lose. So, set item hunter event time change. I did mention this in a video last week. I noticed, or actually I saw a post where someone noticed that it had changed. I shared it with you guys. It's now on the 10th. Let me show you. Yeah, you guys can see right here, it now ends on 9:10, so you'll be able to get a little bit more of your green items you're actually looking for, which is nice. The event's been decent. I don't know that I've actually gotten too many pieces of gear to replace what I'm looking for, but at least it's better odds. All right, the notification updates and claim all button is what I just started out this video with. It's actually quite nice quality of life. Essentially, you're gonna send your pets out on duties and you're gonna get rewards for that. It just is easier to claim all of that. We have Blood Knight skill remapping for anyone that is a Blood Knight. Introduce the ability to remap your secondary skills when using the Blood Knight's Abomination. Previously, your secondary skills, which only became available when using the Blood Knight's transformation, were unable to be remapped to your inputs of choice. You can now remap them, so it makes a little bit more quality of life, better control for people that are playing as the Blood Knight. I like that. The functionality was recently released with the Druid and is now being retroactively applied to the Blood Knight. Beautiful. Elder Rift replay, you could basically do another round of Elder Rifts when you are done with yours. Inventory sorting. Okay, there was actually a post on inventory sorting right here that was done by Meteor Blade. I read through it this morning, and I wanted to actually check out what he was saying. So let's dive into the game and I'll show you what he's talking about here. Okay, so the inventory sorting actually applies to the 4th tab here in your bag. It does nothing here, nothing here, nothing here, only something on this tab. Now, what is inventory sorting? When I first heard of this, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be great. I can move my stuff around and I can, put things in the right places of importance. But it actually doesn't look like that. And there is no option for inventory sorting actually here. What you actually need to do is go in through your triple buttons on the top, go into your settings, go into display, and you need to turn on sort consumables first, right here. Click that on. Now, if we go back to the bag, you'll notice that in that 4th tab, consumables are first in this tab. I can't drag things around. I can't do anything but the consumables are now first, which for me is actually less desirable. I'd rather have it so that my market is hanging out up here. So if you don't like what it looks like with using consumables first, you would simply go back to your hamburger up top, you'd click on the settings, go to display, and you just turn it off. Super simple. It's not as customizable as I'd hoped. See, I like to have my my market connections right up here. That way I can just jump right into the market really easily. I can go to sell or do whatever I need to do inside of the market. I would not say this is a huge change by any means. I know a lot of people have wanted some type of an inventory sorting system inside of the game, and this doesn't quite hit the mark, unfortunately. I would say that this right here is the piece of the update that's kind of an L. Everything else, it is what it is. There's nothing huge with this update, but I wouldn't say it's a bad one at the same time. When we come to events, we have the Hope Resurgent event. This is going to be able to give you a whole bunch of rewards along the way. You get your weekly logins. You can do all of this. So what are we able to, let's actually see what we're able to upgrade here. Okay, it says it right here. Only a quality 2 or 3 Bottled Hope or Echoing Shade Legendary Gem can be upgraded. So, okay, Echoing Shade I don't use. Bottled Hope I do, but what it's saying here is that only quality 2 or 3 Bottled Hope. This leads me to believe that we can't actually upgrade a 4 out of 5 star Bottled Hope. And as you can see right here, I'm actually I have a 4 out of 5 star Bottled Hope. Let me give you a better look here. It's right here. 4 out of 5 stars, Bottled Hope, rank 5. This should be able to be used inside of the event. But when we come back over to it, it's actually not available. There's no gems that I have available here to do that. So this event is actually useless for me because I don't use Echoing Shade. I don't have a Bottled Hope. I can't take my Bottled Hope from 4 stars up to 5. That is a big L. So what will we be actually looking for in this event? Well, we obviously get ourselves some rewards along the way, which is great. But in getting any of these, look at this. It doesn't give you the option to get it up any higher. That is such a bummer right there. Man, okay, that's an L. Much bigger of an L than even the last discussion topic, the sorting. this is just not allowing us to get our 4 out of 5 star gems up to 5 out of 5 stars. So essentially at the end of the day, I'm going to be collecting all of these hallowed brands and not using them because I have no way to use them. So I'll collect 500 platinum, or actually I think it's 5,000 platinum per hallowed brand when the event ends. So it's still valuable for me to farm these if I can, because I will get myself platinum for farming them, but a bit of a bummer here, man. That's not as desirable as I like to see. Hope Resurgent, not as good as any of the previous events that we had here. For those of you that do have an Echoing Shade, that are rank 2 or a Bottled Hope or rank 3, this is a great opportunity to get it up to a rank 4. Definitely take advantage of that. But for all of us sitting with a 4 out of 5, we're stuck there. We have Expedition 6 has started up, which is just going to be our, our chest that we get along the way. I still have not used any of my chests. My God, I'm still sitting on so many of them, as you probably saw in my inventory. This has become an actual nice part, regularly reoccurring event. As you can see, Survivor's Bane is in the game now. My favorite game mode. I got to dive in and do that. Winds of Fortune has begun. I'm not going to activate that until I'm going to be extremely live inside of the game. Today, I'm doing catch up because I was away for some time. We have Bout of Realms, which, yeah, did its thing, and Hungering Moon is still going on. This one goes on for another couple of days. We'll just activate everything right there. This Hungering Moon is going on for another 3 days, where you can just collect all your rewards over here. We'll bang out some of that as well. That's the update, man. We got 2 bummers in here, and the rest is just what it is, what we can expect as time progresses inside Diablo Immortal. Let me know if you think this update is a win or a loss, or just kind of a, that's another update for the month for Diablo Immortal type update. Guys, hope you have a great day. Super stoked to be back in the office, done with all the trips for the summer, and now we can focus back in on all the videos, Diablo Immortal, and everything else. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back to Diablo Immortal. Today I want to dive deeper into the Hope Resurgent event, and I also want to talk about an event or opportunity that's going on inside of the game that we're really not hearing about. And that opportunity is right over here at the Elder Rift. Now, we know that we have the replay mechanic now available in Elder Rifts, but also check out what we have here for the drop rates. We could go with our standard drop rates, or we can go with the legendary gem pool. If you take a look right here, you have the choice to choose one legendary gem, a 5-star and a 2-star, that you would like to drop, and it's going to give you a 50% chance of this being the gem that drops. This is actually something that I haven't talked about in the channel. That's a really great opportunity, because you could really narrow down the legendary gems that you're looking to either get, or even more importantly, upgrade. So for me, for example, I went with the Blood-Soaked Jade. That's the gem that I want to drop. So now if I run any legendary crests, and if I do get a 5-star to drop, there's a 50% chance it's going to be a Blood-Soaked Jade. I did the same thing for the Viper's Bite, although the 2 stars for me really don't matter that much. This is a really good opportunity that I didn't mention in yesterday's video. I wanted to point it out today, and this is going on for 27 days. So I don't know of any Mirrored Jewels event where this would be overlapping. Either way, it's probably not a bad time for you to run your legendary crests if you're actually looking to get particular 5-star gems. Now, there was a post over on Reddit that I'm going to jump into in just a moment that actually brings up some great points regarding the Hope Resurgent event. I spoke yesterday on how the opportunity here wasn't very good. You only have the ability to upgrade your Bottled Hope or Echoing Shade gems from 2 to 3 stars, or from 3 to 4 stars. There is no opportunity here to upgrade this to a 5-star gem, as we've seen in previous renditions of this event. Now, if we jump on over to the Reddit post, obviously he starts talking here about the gem pool event, which is a great part of the update. We just spoke about that already. But here he goes on to that Hope Resurgent event. And I'm not going to dive in and read everything that he says here, but some good points were definitely made. One of those being that the Hope Resurgent event is a shortened version, and that's probably because we're going to be seeing some type of a 5-star legendary gem new to the game coming in September. That's not confirmed. That is a guess, and it could be a truthful guess as well. We don't yet know. Point is, this is a shortened event. There's going to be another one replacing this event, which may be a full-length event, and the reason why this one may be one of those shortened versions is because they're preparing for that big event to actually come. In addition to that, although the Hope Resurgent event is not helpful in any way for someone like myself, except for I can get 5,000 platinum per icon that I don't use. I'll get 5,000 platinum when that expires because I can't use them. It really is good for free-to-play, new, and low-spending players. If you're someone that has a 2-star or a 3-star Bottled Hope or Echoing Shade, you still can take big advantage of this event. As you know from my account, actually, let me get you there. Here we are. I have 3 legendary gems that have taken advantage of an event like the Hope Resurgent. As you can see, my Roiling Consequence was originally a 2-star, 2 out of 5. I was able to upgrade it with 1 all the way up to the 3 out of 5, and then with 7 additional to get it to 4 out of 5. I did the same over here with the Blood Flow gem and the same here with the Colossus Engine. By the way, I was just able to get my Colossus Engine yesterday up to a rank 5. Finally got myself enough platinum, bought myself the final copy that I needed for that upgrade, and we were able to upgrade it to the next level, which is actually quite exciting because, well, this is the gem that we've been waiting to get to that level. At this point in time, every single one of my gems is either a rank 6 or a rank 5. I think I only have 2, Seeping Bile and Blood-Soaked Jade, that are at rank 6. The rest of them are at rank 5, which for the account, in my opinion, is a solid one. But I wanted to point out that players that have 2 or 3-star gems, specifically a Bottled Hope or an Echoing Shade, are going to be able to bump it up to that 3-star or 4 out of 5-star, which is still a great event and really a great opportunity for players that are in that position. I didn't mean to make it sound like this event was bad for everyone. It's really just bad for people that are sitting on 4 out of 5-star gems. The writer goes on to also mention that there should be a mid to late September major patch coming to the game, and we don't know when Mirrored Jewels is coming as well. Good point, although I don't think they're going to overlap the Mirrored Jewels event with this gem drop. If they do, that's going to be a massive opportunity for us, probably where you will use, well, first of all, you'll use your Mirrored Jewels gems, right? You'll definitely want to make sure that you utilize them at that point in time, but you'll probably be running more Legendary Crests as well, because when you can narrow these down to one gem in particular that you want to use, it is just a really good opportunity. So something that really good that came from the update is the ability to narrow down your legendary gem choices to the one gem that you're actually looking to get. Massive value. I don't know that we've ever seen this in the game come before. I actually think this is the first time we can narrow it down to one particular gem, minus when we had brand new gems coming into the game. This is for any gem that you essentially want. And what could probably be a little bit better, but is still a good opportunity for some players, is the Hope Resurgent. At least we can say that the Bottled Hope is a fantastic A to S tier gem inside of the game, and it's one that they're allowing you to upgrade. Again, unfortunately, you can only get it up to a maximum of 4 stars. That being said, it was never easy to get it up to 5 stars. I think it required 20 or so of these hallowed brands, or sigils as they were called in the past. So it wasn't as if it were an easy feat to get there. You still were going to have to run a lot of legendary crests and things like that to get to that point. But at least it was something that was available for someone like me, because I would have been very excited to get myself a 5 out of 5 star Bottled Hope. Now, in addition to all of this, we have a brand new battle pass inside of the game today. For all of you that follow my account and want to know how I spend, I do and did buy the $5 battle pass, which already has unlocked for me this weapon on my wizard. So pretty cool looking. I like the little skull in that case right there. Everything is very bejeweled like with this cosmetic. And we of course have the unlock that we're going to get at level 20. If we take a look at that, we could take a look at this on all of the classes. Not bad looking, I have to say. Now keep in mind, the weapons that are shown here are whatever weapons I'm wearing at this current time, but these don't look half bad, I have to say. Maybe one of the better looking cosmetics from the battle pass that we've seen in a minute. I like the little veil over the face. Crusader looks pretty. Everyone seems to have that veil over the face. Necromancer as well, looking angry with that face on. Blood Knight. Tempest. Honestly, guys, getting the Battle Pass is the best value in the game. There's the Druid right there as well. Actually, the Druid looks pretty sweet too. Getting the Battle Pass is the best value inside of the game. $5, and it's going to give you not only the progression rewards, legendary crests, Teloric pearls, gems, and so on. Plus, it's something else to grind for that you can then every day kind of look forward to progressing through. With that being said, I don't collect my rewards until Mondays. I plan to wait until Monday to collect any rewards that I gain over the next few days so that I can then collect all of them when my server Paragon level is a little bit better. Because as of right now, I'm only receiving 50% rewards for anything that I gain. That's my plan. Last month we did it and we saved them for approximately 3 weeks before we claimed them all. If you could deal with the red dots, then maybe it's worth it. But I want to just have a little discussion about that event and about what Elder Rifts have to offer for all of you today. Guys, have a great rest of your day. Hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you back here tomorrow. The Blood Knight is a class that's not currently one of the most popular inside of Diablo Immortal, but today I want to bring you guys a build that's being used by a friend of mine, Koth, that is a really solid Blood Knight build for dungeon bosses, Helliquary, PvE. So if you're a Blood Knight and looking for a solid build, this is the video for you. Make sure you subscribe for daily Diablo Immortal videos. Starting off, Shadow's Edge is the primary attack that's being used. Then we have the 4 skills. Shroud of Night is number 1. Swarm of Bats comes in at number 2. Number 3, we have Mephitic Cloud, and Skewer is at number 4. Quickly diving into the Paragon, Harbinger is the Paragon being used, and you can see the specific Paragon elements that are chosen. And, of course, the Legendary. Now, looking at the green items to start, you can see he's wearing War Rags of Shalbas, that's a 4-piece. He's also wearing a 2-piece Vithu and a 2-piece Skybreaker. Now let's take a look at the primary pieces of gear, really dive into the essences that are being used. We have Mephitic Cloud now damages nearby enemies and drains their life. Mephitic Cloud damage is increased by 18%. That's being used on the helm. Now, as you may notice right here, the names of these essences are not here in this build guide. So you're going to be going by the descriptions of what those essences actually do. And for our chest, Swarm of Bats also destroys enemy armor, increasing the damage they take by 19% for 3 seconds. You're also going to notice that all of the gear slots that he has right here have been awakened, giving that additional bonus of Swarm of Bats damage increase by an additional 10%. And the cooldown of Mephitic Cloud has also been reduced by 10% from that helmet. We have for the shoulders, Swarm of Bats now causes a small swarm of bats to circle you when you use a primary attack. A bat swoops down and bites enemies. Swarm of Bats damage is also increased. From our legs, while you remain inside Mephitic Cloud, your attack and movement speed are increased by nearly 30%, and you're getting the cooldown reduced of the cloud by 10% as well. We have primary weapon number 1, Shadow's Edge, damage is increased by 38%, and we got an additional 10% from that awakening bonus as well. Now we go to the first secondary weapon. Shadow's Edge now marks enemies, causing them to erupt for 50,000 additional damage. When reaching 4 marks, damage is increased by 90%. That's also a nice one for that secondary. For the second primary weapon, we have Skewer now causes you to leap into the air and slam into the target's location, knocking enemies airborne and stunning them. The damage is also increased. And then the second secondary weapon, Shadow's Edge also increases your primary attack speed by 10% for 2 seconds for each enemy hit, stacking 3 times, and the damage is increased by, I believe it is, what is that right there? I can't even tell. Now, unfortunately, we didn't have a click through of each item to be able to get the complete read through, but I think that this is enough information for you guys to be able to get the idea so you could put the build together yourself for all you Blood Knight fans. Now, quickly taking a look at what the green items actually do. For the War Rags of Shalbas, primary attack damage is being increased by 15%, and your primary attacks gradually increase your primary attack speed up to a maximum of 25%. Vathu is going to increase your beneficial effect duration, and Skybreaker, dealing damage, unleashes a lightning blast at the enemy's location that shocks all nearby enemies, dealing 9,500 damage per second for 3 seconds. This one can occur more often than every 6 seconds. Additionally, he does take us through some of his stats as well, so you can see what kind of numbers. Combat rating is 51,410. His resonance is 5k res, which we'll get into, and I'll show you his gems in just a moment as well. And is there any other stats that he shows? Armor penetration, 44,100 approximately. You could see all of the stats that he shares on his account right here. And now he's taking us through the gems that he's using. A Blood-Soaked Jade, rank 6. Hilt of Many Realms, 6. Maw of the Deep, 6. Roiling Consequence, 6. Frozen Heart, rank 6. Blessing of the Worthy, rank 7. He's got a Gloom Cask, rank 7. And a Bottled Hope, rank 6. You'll also notice he has a bunch of resonance gems built within there that are helping him get to that 5k res. And now we can watch him dive into a Heliquary Inferno 8 boss. He's doing this one solo, and you could just kind of see how the build works in action during this battle. Again, this is something you could use both during Heliquary like this. You can use it in any open world type fighting. You could use it for Oblivion Pillars, or you could even use it for dungeons, doing a good amount of damage to the dungeon boss. You'll be able to notice the damage being done also over on the left-hand side to give you an idea of how strong this build could actually be. Let me give you a little bit of a peek as we close out the video. Remember, guys, if you want to stay up to date on anything relating to Diablo Immortal, make sure you subscribe to the channel because I put out videos every day. And again, thanks to Koth for this build. And a quick look into a Oblivion Pillar run right here.